Hi, y'all. I am so glad to be back to my regularly scheduled program. Today, I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free cherry cobbler. Not just any cherry cobbler, though. This one has a hot water crust that gets crisp and crackly when you break into it, and then there's a very soft cake underneath. So let's get into it, and I'll show you how to make it. Y'all, this is a riff on my gluten-free peach cobbler. It uses the very same technique. It's very unusual. I'm starting with 4.5 pounds or 2 kilograms of fresh cherries. Frozen can be substituted, just don't thaw them ahead of time. I've already pitted these, and I'll leave a link for which pitter I use. I believe it pits 6 cherries at a time, y'all, so it does a really good job of containing the mess too. I've added the juice of 1 lemon, and now I'm adding 3 tablespoons or 24 grams of cornstarch. And then I'm going to grab my scale because I want to weigh this. This is my little secret weapon, Amaretto di Serrano. I use this in my gluten-free cherry pie recipe, y'all, and it is to die for. But if you don't want to use it, you can substitute like 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. This recipe calls for a little airline bottle, which is equal to 50 milliliters. But you know what? There's really not enough left in this bottle. So I'm just going to dump the rest in. There's nothing wrong with a little more amaretto. Am I right? This recipe is a little unusual in terms of a cobbler or anything else for that matter, but it's so freaking good, y'all. You just have to try it. When I first made it as a peach cobbler, which was a recipe I modified from Food 52, it was one of my favorite cobblers I've ever had. So I really wanted to try it with fresh cherries, and I am so glad I did. This is just incredible. I'll pour this into my baking dish, and I'm going to set it aside while I make the cobbler topping. We'll start with 1/2 cup or 113 grams of softened butter and 1.5 cups or 300 grams of granulated sugar. And I'll just cream these two together for just a few minutes until light and fluffy. And you know you don't have to use a stand mixer for this, y'all. A handheld mixer works just fine. I just love my stand mixer for all the things. Now let me stop and scrape down the bottom and sides real quick. And then I'm going to add in 1.5 cups or 210 grams of Kim's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a teaspoon of kosher salt. This is kind of like the reverse creaming method, and it creates a really soft and tender cake, y'all, on top of the cherries. It's really unreal. It's kind of unlike anything you've ever had. Okay, now that it's kind of like a sandy texture, I'll stream in a cup or 240 grams of milk, and this is at room temperature. And it'll come together pretty quickly, but I'm going to stop and scrape down the sides and the bottom where it gets kind of caught on the bottom, that little knob there. And I'll turn this up just a notch and let it mix for just about 30 seconds or so. That's really all it needs. As you can see, it's a really nice smooth batter. And I'll just pour this over the cherries, and I've put my cherries on a baking sheet lined with parchment just to catch any spills that might bubble over. And this part is pretty important. You want to get it pretty smooth as you possibly can. I know the cherries are going to make it a little difficult, but do your best to get it smooth, because the next step is really where the magic is. I'll sprinkle 1/2 cup or 100 grams of sugar over the top into as even a layer as I can get it. I'm being deliberately slow with this, so I make sure to get that entire batter covered in sugar. And then I'll take 1/2 cup or 120 grams of boiling water, y'all. And do this part carefully because you want all of the sugar completely covered by the water. And what it's going to do in the oven is just incredible. So this is going to go into a 350 Fahrenheit oven for about 70 minutes, y'all. 70 minutes, or until you see the cherries bubbling and the crust is golden brown and the top is really shiny. It's almost like glass-like on top. And then when you scoop into it, it shatters, like the top shatters into these little bits. And you get kind of the best of all worlds, right? You get a little crunchy crustiness on top and a seriously soft and fluffy cake underneath that. And then these cherries that are all thick and jammy, and they maintain their shape really well, so you get little pops of cherries throughout. It is so easy, y'all, whether you make it with fresh or frozen cherries. Enjoy!